There we go. Hello everyone, welcome. I hope you guys are doing well today. Nimby, hello, I hope you're doing well. Thank you for stopping by. Are you guys ready to watch me attempt to solve these cases and not get anything right? Today we're playing Red Clover Case Files. This is an indie visual novel. I am very excited to play this. I do believe they have a Kickstarter. I have left links in my description if you want to check it out. They have thankfully reached their first goal, so that is wonderful. Claps all around for them. I'm not really good with mystery games or anything with brain power. I did play the first game of Ace Attorney. I did stream that and that was pretty fun, but my god, my brain was melting after a long time because the cases kept getting harder and harder, so obviously I was just not with it, but I beat it, so I got through it. So hopefully we'll be able to get through this one. I am very excited. This is a demo, so the full game is not out yet. I do not know if they gave a release date for the demo yet. Not the demo, for the full version yet, but we will see. They've reached their Kickstarter, so it is something that is in stone. It will happen eventually. So let me get to my settings real quick first. Graphics, I liked, what was it, anything with text scaling? That's good. Notification timer, Jesus, I'm gonna be timed in some things. I'll roll back, forward in time. Sounds good, and yeah. Okay, so hold on. First, to be officially ready to solve cases. There we go. All right, now you can't see me panicking on the inside as I attempt this game. We're gonna go ahead and get started. It's useless to start worrying now, right? When we're almost there? Yeah, kinda. Yeah. Ooh, a letter. Tickets. 2 of them. Okay. Honored guests. To be held this August the 18th, you are cordially invited to the Seance Soiree. Soiree? Soiree. I think that's how you say it. Hosted at the illustrious Grand Orel Hotel. Courtesy of Lord and Lady Tina Trenair. I think that's T-R-E. Is that an M? Well, it might be an M. T-R-E-M-A-I. Oh, it might be in cursive. It's cursive. That's either an R or an N. Tremaine. I think it might be Tremaine. 3-day weekend. All expenses paid. But someone wanted us to know we're not coming at the behest of the... I was right, the Tremaines. I guess I'm still wondering why they want me here. Julia pulls her face away from the window, scrunching her nose as he judges me, confused, and a little annoyed in the gently swaying lantern's light. Duh, isn't that why you came? Alright, so that's Julia. Ooh, options. Can I save? Ooh, hold on. We have people, us. Okay, So that's Jonathan Tsukimori. That's the guy, I think that's our main character. A code auditor. I didn't know they had such things. I sort of know what an auditor is, but don't ask me. Bio. Kind of embarrassing, writing about myself in my own notes. Attending the seance soiree by unknown request. I don't really care about the festivities, but I do want to find out who went to all the trouble of getting me here. So looks like we'll have an item list. Ooh, that's nice. Can we click? Ah, I like that. You click and it shows on the side. And you go back, okay. So that's him. And that would be Julia Tsukimori, student. Oh, they're siblings! My younger sister. She saw my mysterious invite as a chance to meet famous psychics and get out of helping at Dad's clinic during summer break. I want her to have a good time, but I hope it doesn't interfere with any work I might have to do. We must protect this sister with our lives. She needs to be safe. We cannot let this girl get hurt. Okay, so we got that. There's a login auto. Aha, right click. So right click to save. It's pretty early, but when there's options, you gotta be careful. I thought that thunder was outside my window and it's really sunny outside, so it confused me for a second. To find your secret admirer, stick out your tongue. It won't be easy if we can. I like the little sibling banter. Let's do stick out your tongue. I make a face back, and Julia returns her attention to the landscape. She squints into the haze and heavy rain, trying to find our destination in the dense, humid fog. It's early afternoon. Not that the storm would let you know it. Between the dark clouds and the tangled-up tree line, we're riding through an eerie blue daylight, a color more at home underwater than above ground. Can barely make out anything besides the watery mud splashed up by the wheels. Intriguing if it weren't so hot. The air is muggy with wet earth. I've heard of the summer monsoons in the countryside, turning already healthy and lush valleys into moors. The road doubling as the stream is unexpected, though. I guess, as long as the coachman isn't worried about it, it should be fine. It's a nice carriage, too. Certainly nicer than we've been in. Can't feel the bench through the cushions. The lantern isn't jostling violently, threatening to burn us to death. Most carriages don't even have lanterns. Guess I should count my blessings that the summons included concierge transportation, and that the hotel is willing to honor it. All the services at the train station were closed from the rain. Oh! There's an excited smack against the glass as Julia cups her hands around her eyes to see something more easily. I lean over in my seat, looking out the window on my side of the carriage. I copy Julia's cupped hands, preventing the lantern's reflection from obscuring my view. Ooh, that's really pretty. So this is where we have to go to. Oh, indeed. A dark, pointed shape is coming into view. A blob poking out of the fog. The Grand Orao. It's more threatening than majestic as we pull up to the landing, but it is certainly a fancy port in a storm. Feeling the coachman hop down, we prepare to head out. I open the door, and Julia holds her hands over her head as a crude shelter from the downpour. I step out first, handing her my hat to use instead. Julia snatches it and hurries out, sprinting from the landing up the stairs. As our luggage is pulled from the rack and set on the landing, one of the tall doors is pulled open. A doorman steps out, first looking at Julia and then down at me and our luggage. You think we showed up with tree branches growing out of our heads for how confused as he looks. It's only 2 bags, and with the second one set down, the coachman leaves to stable the horses without a word, ignoring any opportunity for a tip. Makes sense. The rain is coming down in sheets. Julia waits for me and our bags at the open door, still holding my hat over her head. One caught up and inside, The doorman slams the front doors closed behind us. Again, without a word. Again, returning to his post. He watches us from the corner of his eye, befuddled. Does he... He let us inside, so he knows we're supposed to be here, right? Is it because we have the luggage with us? What was it? What did the ticket say? Hold on. Let me go back to the ticket. 2 train tickets. Oh, invitation. Here we go. Does it say how long we're supposed to be here? I think he said 2 days. Sorry to... There's no day. No, how long we're here, but okay. The only path for us, forward into the hotel's foyer. Ooh, this looks really fancy. There's a lot of candles everywhere. That is a fire hazard. I do not trust that, like, at all. You gotta be careful of that. Nice winding staircases. And it kind of looks like balconies where the doors are. I'm a bit confused. I guess that's like a... where you walk up the stairs and then you can turn back around and then go up here for the rooms. Okay. Looks pretty nice. Doesn't look like there's anyone here besides the doorman. The Grand Orel is as opulent as its name implies. Although the grand is starting to wear around the edges. All I really know about it is that it used to belong to royalty before the crown took a vow of poverty, however many generations ago. Explain yourself. The heated demand jerks my attention around. At the front desk, a noble woman wrapped all in bows and blue has the receptionist practically falling out of their seat. A couple of unsure bellhops share glances, neither willing to take initiative near a perfect pyramid of suitcases. Is that all hers? Annoyed and azure. She is gorgeous. Hello, ma'am. You say it's too dangerous for a carriage, and yet here comes one now, bearing 2 drowned kittens out of the pouring rain. Julia and I both freeze, my hand halfway down the other arm from shucking water from my jacket, and Julia stays bent from wringing out her skirt. I fail to realize we were playing to be lied to. Explain. As though summoned from the ether, the hotel manager appears at the side of the desk, hands clasped in eager supplication. My sincerest apologies, Lady Samarit, but I'm afraid we simply cannot guarantee the safety of our staff or our guests in these conditions. Then, what are they doing here? I mean, I don't know. I was invited. It's not my fault we came in the rain. I didn't expect it. The woman flaps a hand in our direction as Julia shakes off a final few droplets. We simultaneously, lift a hand in awkward acknowledgement. The manager leans over the desk to glance at the open ledger, brow creased. Does he not know we're supposed to be here? Well, as a matter of fact, we're not expecting any more guests for the weekend. I'm afraid you'll have to... She cuts them off with a swipe of her hand and whirls to face us. A perfect vision of aristocratic indignation, barely restrained by the tenets of polite society. You then. With a ramrod finger pointed right at us, her other hand a firm fist to her waist, she stomps closer with each demanding question. How did you get here? What service did you use? Is the coach still running? The main road, the hotel valet, and... Nope. The noble woman whips around on the manager again. The poor man flinches before she even starts it on him. But you weren't expecting guests, so your valet is operating on his own terms? Well, that is to say... utter incompetence. I'll be trapped with these ridiculous magicians for the rest of my blessed life at this rate. She makes a wide shooing gesture with her arm. Well, go on then. Take it all back to our suite. If it must be marooned, I'll be doing it dressed. It's only as the tongue-lashed staff begin to load the suitcases back onto the waiting cart do I realize that the tiny mountain of luggage beside the front desk is hers. All of it? Wow. In a final act of aristocratic exasperation, she yanks at the ribbon beneath her chin, undoing the bow of her hat. Dramatic episode concluded. Her eyes slowly shift back over to us, though gratefully, with far less fire. She's beautiful, even if her glare could melt glass. She holds one arm across her waist, propping her other elbow in its hand. Since we'll be neighbors then, you another couple of hoaxers? Or are you sane? Julia ignores the noblewoman's inquiry, amused, and marveling at her theater instead. With a shrug and lifted eyebrows, I answer honestly, ish. Neither? He looks so tired and bored, sir. I extend a hand. The woman takes it indignantly in a proper fashion. John, this is my sister, Julia. Julia bows her head out of respect. A slight smile tugs at the noblewoman's lips. Lola Summerit would be thrilled were the pleasure mine. She offers her family name without comment about me having left out ours, if she noticed at all. Ooh, okay. Hold on. Right click. E. We always save. Because I don't trust myself. Only 20 saves? Okay. So we might not be able to save completely. It's a pleasure. We won't disappoint. Let's just be polite. It's the first official character we're meeting here. She's not that bad from what I can tell. She just wanted to leave, and since she saw someone else coming in, it made her think, oh, so people can leave this place, but looks like not. Well, it's certainly our pleasure to meet you, Lady Summerit. Nice to meet you, Lola. Julia. Our respite has been wholly arrested by this ghoulish spirit spree. The soiree? Whatever. If I'd known about the circus convention, I'd have booked us for another weekend. If it were a real circus, at least there'd be a trapeze. Lola tries to fight a smile then. Lips pursed with the corners of her mouth turned up. She seemed to take in Julia a second time, as if revising her first impression. Oh, please don't let anything happen to Julia. My god, you're really hamming it up. She's a pretty nice character, and then she can get Lola out of all people so far to kind of quirk a smile in this situation. Don't we agree, darling? That'll be a worthy show, not this farce. Well, her gaze restless past Julia and I, unfocused without a thoughtful sadness. It's a sudden betrayal of her haughty attitude, speaking with a wistful disappointment and a shoulder-dipping sigh. I best warn Daddy that the patients will be running the asylum. Her eyes flip back to us, the bright, commanding energy right back where she left it, not a beat missed. I can't imagine how, but you two enjoy your weekend in this madhouse. Julia, Johnny. John, actually. Why? Can't you spell the whole thing? Lola winks as she turns away, leaving me with just enough time to open my mouth, but not enough time to reply. Ooh, okay, hold on. We have another one. There we go. So Lola was added. Lola Summerit, noblewoman socialite. We're not too sure yet. The T is silent. Oh, Summery. My bad. I've been saying Summerit this whole time. Lola Summery. Okay. She's a guest at the hotel, not connected to the seance or the soiree for that matter. In fact, she appears repulsed by the very idea of the occult and would rather rebuke it. Doesn't seem to be traveling alone or light. So she's not here for any of the festivities, so she just happened to be here. Okay. Julia snorts. Try not to laugh at me being got. I clamp my jaw back up and snatch my hat straight off her head, and she can't hold it in. Shut up. Look at the blushy face, that's so cute. I need more of that, please. I can't stay too irked about if Julia found it funny, just as I decided to let it go. You will always be known as a non-believer. As I cannot wait to tell you, no? Boo, brunette. It demands a genuine effort to keep my eyes on her face. Are you staring at her titties, sir? Beneath it, ribbons from her neck are squashed within the ample, exaggerated cleavage. Her busty, near-bursting corset strains as she breathes. A shawl is draped across her arms, falling down to her waist. It creates a perfect, demanding picture in a frame effect for yeah. Come on, dude, just say it. Boobies, titties. Yes, I've found that to be true. Phew. Julia is very still in my peripheral vision, too still and silent. With a tight, closed-lipped smile, I jolt her shoulder with my elbow. Startled and caught out, Julia straightens up stiffly, her chin too high to compensate for her blatant ogling. Eyes shift around, trying to find a new focus point, widening when they find the woman's face. Not our sister actually ogling this lady. Realization overtakes her embarrassment. Oh, aren't you? Didn't I see you? The newcomer smiles expectantly, the corners of her lips quirking up in anticipation of flattery and recognition. Julia snaps her fingers in a aha. You did the interview in Mystics Monthly. Tarot throwback, right? You're Serafina. The woman's expression instantly sours. The same corners now folding in, pursing her lip in insult. Although she's quick to recover with a more tranquil expression. Serafina? Serafiona, merci beaucoup. Serafiona, not Serafina, I gotcha. Right, the tarot reader. I have heard that name before. And I would thank you again to disregard anything you might have read about me in that particular periodical. Oh? I thought it was very good. Once upon a time, perhaps. I graced their cover once a season for years, yet this is how they treat me. A shame was become a good journalism in this country. We have this rash of non-believers and their failure, such as that young lady you were just speaking to. Okay, obviously she's with the whole occult type thing, so I guess like one of those psychic readers? Ah, that's the nerve Julia struck. A self-styled tarot witch. Last year's model, by the sounds of it. Damn, dude! Dark rooms with blackout curtain windows and scent-soaked rugs, lit by low candles, cards turned over to reveal vaguely threatening futures. It's largely fallen out of vogue. The neo-spiritualism movement encourages more participation from its patrons. Tarot reading is too one-sided for a lot of people now, preferring the creepy and accurate readings from more involved or even possessed psychics. Oh, damn, really has it? That's ridiculous. Throwback seems premature, though, and harsh. Serafiona's eyes flutter briefly, as if coming out of a trance and remembering we're in front of her. Mazzy May, hello, welcome. Thank you for stopping by. I hope you're doing well today. No. Still, I am without manners, and at a disadvantage. You share with me my own name. Would you part so easily with yours? I reached into my still drying jacket. The thin metal case kept my business cards dry where the lining wouldn't. Julia still beats me to a real introduction. Julia, this is my brother John. I retrieve a card and flip the case closed before carefully pocketing it. A gift from our dad. On the day I opened my agency. Engraved in everything. I think he was more excited than I was when I told him about the idea. Thanks for playing the demo? No problem, I'm enjoying it so far, just meeting all of the characters at this point. Serafina holds her palm out for the card, waiting for me to hand it to her instead of reaching for it. I step forward to meet her hand. Her long fingers curl close, before quickly rolling the card over her knuckles. With a final flick, my business card is pinched between her thumb and index finger. It's a cool little show of elegant dexterity. Julia watches the display with interest. I'm more interested in the show on Serafiona's face. Her eyebrows don't move, but a twitch of her mouth reveals some surprise as her eyes pass over our surname. Suki Mori. You are related to... here we go. That's what I was watching for. Ever since accepting my mysterious invitation, I figured this would be impossible to avoid. Our mother is well known in psychic circles. Oh! I would expect anyone attending an event called a Seance Soiree to recognize her name. Okay, so they have more connection to that than I expected. The problem is, well known is far removed from well liked. She made more enemies among the living than the dead. Top of her field, friend to none. Yeah, one and the same. I apologize for however Iori has wronged you. Best to get ahead of these things before assumptions, accusations, or fists start flying. I've only ever caught one punch meant for Iori, but that was plenty enough for me. I see. We are not to expect Iori's participation then. I sighed involuntarily dry at that inquiry. Something like this would never be in danger of Iori showing up. Oh no, it's just the two of us here. She's a solo. We're a duo. Ooh, you're a liability? Glare at Julia. I like a little sibling thing. This is how I talk to my brother, honestly. Your liability is what you are. That's what Dad always says in the clinic. Dad knows you well, too. Put at ease, either by our antics or the reassurance Iori won't be present, Serafiona gives a closed-lipped but seemingly genuine smile. Bon, how we are all the safer for it. I stopped just short of flicking Julia's forehead. We both noticed that. Safer. With no clarification at all, Serafiona readjusts her shawl again, preparing to depart. I won't take up any more of your time. I beg you to card the parlor. May you stop by in comfort. I give a single nod up in thanks. Serafiona picks up her voluminous skirt and departs in the opposite direction from Lola, leaving us to finally get ourselves sorted with the hotel staff. Alright, hold on. We got the file for her now. Okay. Serafiona, tarot reader. A tarot witch whose frame is at dusk. It's unusual for tarot readers to make house or hotel calls. Seems to think she's pretty superior for someone who tossed out industry standards for a check. Ooh, what do you need? Okay. Man. She casts a long shadow, Jules? We're on another continent, and the first mystic we run into is someone she's burned. Julia doesn't respond. She just stares after Serafiona, lost in thought. I shake my head and scan the foyer, letting her fantasize while we wait for the concierge to recover from Lola's outbursts. Ooh, okay. Little investigation. So it's the sign here, seance of the stairs. Let's do seance first. A slate sign advertised the seance. The black is clean and the lines are straight. I like it. I wonder if the Tremanes commissioned it or if the hotel screever whipped it up for the fly. We should get Dad one of those. You want to advertise for Dad, but not for me? Dad actually gets work. Goddamn, girl. You didn't have to hurt your brother like that. I'm so glad you noticed the case files. Yeah, no problem. I saw them like immediately. Like when I play new games, I click on every single option I have to check out the UI. Jeez. Alright, so we have events. The events hall is prepared. Release of sentences, surrounded by wax. Candles adorning the carvings down the hallway. It seems a little disrespectful to do so without prayer or outside of a service. Yet I don't really have a reason as to why. Kinda like being rude to a nun, regardless of conversion. You would never. If you run down that hall, Your hair will catch fire. You're lying. I'll tell Dad. Tell him what? You want to run around in flames? You're still lying. Nah, because that's dangerous as hell. All these flames just open up there. So that's gonna get this place burned down. Makes my heart so happy we're gonna have tutorial for it in the game proper. More people miss it than not. Really? That's like the first thing, like the thing pops up, like, oh, there's something else I need to check out. Sturdy and wide. The stairs seem to spill from the second floor, like water spreading out from between rocks. The craftsmanship is incredible, which is to be expected, considering he used to go up and down those stairs. They seem impractical for the same reason. Hard to imagine royals hooking it up there, huh? I bet they let gravity do the work on the way down. Now that would be a sight. You're a model gamer? Thank you, I just like looking and discovering different things, honestly. I'm too curious for my own good. The faint, pleasing scent is explained by numerous decorative flowers, on pillars and railings, in pots placed so high, I don't know how the staff reached them. The roses likely came from the front garden. I don't recognize the others. I guess they're big on plants here. Well, they have a royal garden. Be a waste not to use it. I feel bad for anyone having to garden in the storms, though. Alright, so we did the stairs. Ooh, this photo. The crown jewel of the front hall is a massive painting at the top of the stairs. It's a gorgeous portrait of Saint Ine and her steed, Dima, a royal dedicated to healing the sick. She rode around the country, visiting hospitals and ramshackle clinics to tend to her ailing subjects. Horses couldn't catch whatever humans carried, and Princess Ine was celebrated for improving the spirits of patients by taking them around on Dima. Oh, that's nice. I would enjoy that if I was sick. She passed away from some malady she picked up along the way. Princess Ine was ridden with so many illnesses. It was hard for doctors of the time to pick any single one as the culprit. Now the saintess of equestrians, she and Dima are the perfect mascots for the question therapy offered at the Grand Orao. Question therapy? Wait a minute, I actually would go here for that, just for that. Oh, the last royal to show their face. What? No, she wasn't. No? No, you should know that. What are you learning in school? It's summer. I refuse to learn anything right now. The concierge looks to have recovered from Lady Summary's outbursts. We should check in. This one's for the Hearst girls? God, yes please. Alright, so we can finally go to the desk. I check in with the receptionist at last, and a bellhop takes our bags to our room. A 3-day weekend, all expenses paid. Courtesy of our anonymous benefactor. My secret admirer, as Julia put it. Alright, so we're here for 3 days. We haven't even been here for 10 minutes, and I've already got way more questions than answers. While the still perplexed receptionist looks at the papers I've been sent to confirm the reservations, I look past them at the gold grid of keys and missive, one for each room. More blocks are empty than not. Somewhat surprising for such an esteemed retreat in the dead of the summer. And I don't think it's just the rain. Whoever invited me here, I wonder what's worth the effort. We both ditched our jackets, and Julia redoes her braids as we reach the card parlor. Ooh, okay. The first thing I clock is a sign directing seance attendants to the East Ballroom. Hand-painted, not even printed. Old-timey loops and curls to exaggerate certain words. Deliberate staining to artificially age the sign. The Tremaines must want to capture the vintage feel of an old psychic shop. None of the tables are properly manned, probably due to the low guest count. I'll survive. There are several card games I like, and none of them I'm any good at. A maid and a bartender excitedly sway on the patron side of one table. Sarah Fiona sits across from them, holding the maid's hand palm up. Ooh, palm reading? And you recently took a trip down by the sea. Is that right? Aberridge Cove. I might venture? Yes, that's exactly right. I can feel my mouth pull to the side in annoyance. Cold reads? I thought she was a tarot reader. I mean, I guess you gotta have more skills than just a tarot reading. Julia is halfway down her second tail, flipping her parted hair. She glares down at the braid as she weaves, annoyed with the uneven lumps. Oh, she barely ever breaks out the cards anymore. Unless you pay top dollar, apparently. Ah, that's what her profile meant by like selling out a bit. Okay. I see. If Sarah Fiona doesn't even open her door without enough zeros, what did the Tremaines pay to get her here? Nobles are gonna noble, I guess. It's a beautiful place. I summered there myself on occasion, and... Oh, c'est quoi? You didn't happen to have company on this little adjournment now, did you? An older gentleman, perhaps? The maid's eyes flit down to Serafiona's corset. I cast a sidelong glance at Julia, but she's not really watching. She's more focused on stuffing stubborn loops back into the plant. Oh no, not me. It was just me and my sister. Je vous. Je vois? I took like 4 years of French in high school and I don't remember a single thing. It's for the future then. Oh, really? The maid happily pulls her hand back, cradling it carefully in the other. Sarah Fiona, pleased with the maid's dreamy, hopeful acceptance, looks to the bartender. And you, mon ami? Shall we glimpse your fate? Like Julia, the maid before him, and probably everyone else, it takes the man a moment to compose himself and focus on Sarah Fiona's face, his own turning bright red. God damn, everyone just staring at her chest so much, and I don't blame them, honestly. Ah, I'd be chuffed, miss, but I'm afraid I don't have cash on me. I can't even say that. Is but as far as my French goes, it's funny because my mother is French and she speaks perfect French, but I can't do it at all. Sarah Fiona leans forward, her curls, shawl, chest swaying with the motion, elbows on the table. She laces her fingers beneath her chin, almost drowsily, shifting her eyes between the two. No charge for her. No charge for you. How hard at work you both are, and how I'm sure that you would not stand your party with money to guess. My please. These are trees is all I can say. I think I know like a few words my mom says, but it's mostly like things he says when she's annoyed by me. Rolling her head into one hand, she extends the other. Allow me. Clearly willing and still nervous, the bartender, nevertheless, extends his arm, allowing her to pour over his head. With just a long nail of her thumb, she traces the creases and lines of his palm, rocking her head gently, almost to a beat. A healthy heart. Keeps time meticulous and... Oh! Why? How curious. It seems there's a handsome man in your future as well. Oh? Oh, really? It seems love is in the air at the Grand Oral. More like bullshit. Still, the two staff members excitedly thank Sarah Fiona and depart, shoulder to shoulder, whispering happily about their promised futures. Oh, these poor people! I hope they have that happy future. My mom's New York accent only comes out when she's drunk or mad. Bro, my mom likes yelling at my cats in French, and it's the funniest thing ever. All I know is like the word chat, which means cat, and that's really it. A waitress, with a glass of something and a bowl of fruit, trades smiles with her coworkers before approaching Sarah Fiona. I'm just gonna say it. Say what? Don't let it be about her chest. Deliberately finding something else to do, I thumb at the green felt of the nearest table. Julia plops down on the patron side of it. Having decided her hair is good enough, she tosses the tail over her shoulder. Say what? I'm pretty sure she wants people to stare. Yeah, you're talking about her titties. Okay. I lift my brows, unimpressed. Of course she wants people to stare. And I don't mean in a creep way. I mean, she's actually is hoping for that. Like, she makes a rolling gesture with her hands. Like a forever boobalant. I swallow a laugh, my scoff almost becoming a snort. You don't think she goes out like that in her day-to-day, do you? The shawl, the ribbons, the gold chains. Like the maid's apron or the bartender's sleeve garters. She's dressed for work. Does she distract people with her titties so if she makes a mistake, you don't even think about it? Every moment you spend watching her. I give a limp, vague gesture with my hand. We both know what I'm referencing. You're not watching her anything else. It's all part of the act. Come on. You're telling me she's not doing any psychicking right now? Even without her cards? Sleight of hand, baby? My god, sleight of hand with titties instead. That is too powerful. I roll my eyes and park myself against an adjacent table. I cross my arms and look down at Julia, asking questions I already know the answer to. Did you look anywhere else? At her hands? Julia scrunches her nose at me, stank face and offended. Obviously, it's a hand reading, dingus. Yeah? You see her checking his pulse? His watch? She sputters, caught out. Didn't see her check their calendars for hot dates either. She's just being nice, she's guessing, she's projecting? She's definitely guessing some of these and then hopes she gets it right, and if she doesn't, she can kind of spin it to something else. That's part of a good cold read. She's just making something up based on their reactions. It's not hard to justify a faulty guess by twisting it around. Like she did with the maid. Yeah, she didn't even have to... Oh, John, is that you? Uh-oh. Ooh, who's this? Oh, hi. Hello, Minthy. The back of my throat starts to dry, getting slower still than the time before last. Maybe, eventually, I won't react at all. For now, I swallow. Stumbling past the shyness, Minthy... Oh, is that a crush? Does this man have a crush? Hold on. Hello, baby sister. Hi. Wait! Hey. Yes? Oh my god, he's so embarrassing. Psst. I think your record needle was stuck. Oh, he's always been like that. And I always rather like that about him. Not to mention, still so handsome. How could fate take us so far apart? Who knows? Of course she would be here. I shouldn't be so surprised. She's probably a step or two beyond up and coming in psychic circles. Okay, they added her file. Ooh, she's right there. Ooh, oh, Minthe leave? Dear God. Numerologist? Dear God, I can't speak. Divider. We'll pretend I know how to say that word properly. Rising star with dice and divination. I had no idea she was going to be here. Jules is happy about it. I'm not unhappy, mostly just surprised. Even though I know she's doing well, and I want her to do well. I should just close that we used to date. Haha! Okay! That's unrelated to anything though. She looks great. The haircut really suits her. This feels stupid. Numerologist. I say it too fast and mess up. And then, ooh, they can update? Oh, nice. I didn't know they could update. I gotta watch out for that too then. He just scratched out everything. A terror witch of waning fame. I initially presumed she was here because business was bad. But Sarah Fiona seems to be really in it for the love of the game. Maybe private events like this are the only clientele she wants anymore. Well, that's nice to know. Now I want to check everyone to be sure. Okay. We stayed friends after the breakup. Well, after she broke up with me, I should say. And maybe friends isn't the right word. I guess friendly. He was broken up with? Wait, now I want to know about the relationship. How did the dating go? Case files will update with new info, and the art will change to reflect John's opinions of the cast. Ooh, I definitely gotta check that out too. I gotta make sure that says something. Julia's never disappointed when Minthe comes around. She took the breakup harder than I did. She wouldn't admit it, but I think Julia was afraid of being dumped along with me. Again. In any case, it's good to see Minthe here. It shows she's really making it, and not everyone else here will be a stranger, even if she looks like one. The hair is different from the billboard I last saw her on, and she never dressed like this when we were dating. I haven't seen anyone dressed like that actually, so she's on the billboard, so she's actually pretty famous, okay. The soft voice and gentle hand gestures are still the same though. But if the handsome detective is here with his lovely baby sister, who's spending the mountain of work at home? Penelope. Pity. I can't tell if Minthe is being particularly generous or merely teasing. She knows I've never exactly been overburdened by offers of work. At the mention of Penelope's name, though, her mischievous smile seems to sag slightly. Oh? The art won't change the demo, but it's one of the coolest features of the game, so I keep mentioning it. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that one. That's going to be really nice to see how he regards every other character. Oh, she's still around, Does someone not like Penelope? Before I can confirm that, yes, Penelope is still around, and yes, she's managing what workload is there, we're interrupted again. I guess anyone in this line of work needs to be bold. By a woman maybe 10 years, Sarah Fiona Sr. She's veiled in muted colors, with a polished crystal clasp and shoulders so wide, she must pass through the doorways at an angle. She holds her chin high, making sure she's looking down her nose at whoever she's talking to. Okay, lady. Tucked under one arm, an overstuffed binder, covered with notes and cards tacked or pinned onto the front. Demanding energy. Hello, ma'am. Minthe, my darling, my dear. Stolen away from me, Yes, you were. Oh, Adelaide Roosevelt. Meet John and Julia. Tsukimori. Oh, she had a tack on the last name, didn't she? I shoot Minthe a quick, unsure look at this woman. Adelaide lights up like a firework. Oh my god. I had no idea she was... She's not. Mother is not dead, that's good to know. And fade out like a firework too. Ah, more's the pity. Yeah, so everyone does not like their mother. Interesting. I want to know what the hell their mother has did to have this infamy in the psychic world. Girl was really happy she was dead. Her bored disappointment perks up into a pinched, smug smirk, reflecting a lot of practice and poise. Adelaide produces a business card out of thin air with a flick of her wrist. Miss Roosevelt Adelaide, mystic executrix extraordinaire. Aren't we self-important? I take the card with a shallow nod, and a lot of fancy words to say she's a talent agent for psychics. I didn't even think about psychics needing a talent agent, but alright then. Darling boy, see that I belong to your mother, won't you? Surely you will. Dying for a chat. Without waiting for a response, she turns to Minthe, casting us aside like we were never there to begin with. Seems she has no interest in us, only Iori. Maybe the only person I ever met in this business eager to meet her. Minthe, my dear, we simply must finish our conversation. It's unsightly to speak of business over supper. Walk with me. Of course she will, yes? Minthe smiles and tucks her hand into the elbow of Adelaide's offered arm, allowing herself to be spun away from us. She turns as she's hauled off, using her free hand to leave us with a wave of wiggling figures and a pleased goodbye. Julia returns the wave in kind just as Adelaide whirls Minthe back around and deeper into the parlor. I look down at the card Adelaide handed me. The stock is thick, embossed on both sides, colored ink, curling font, Business must be good. Nothing I'll lose any sleep over. But it really puts my default font, basic black ink cards, to shame. I hold the card out for Julia to look at. Alright, she has her little thingy. Here she is. Adelaide Roosevelt, she's a talent agent, or according to her, mystic executrix. Immediately and obviously bold and shrewd. I'm sure she's good at her job. Her business cards make mine look like proof copies. I'm not sure I like the sign up for talking business with Minthe, but that doesn't involve me. You're fine, your little regular, ordinary business cards look perfect. She in your periodicals? Duh, of course. Well, excuse me, little princess. I can't know of everybody. Julia's brows swooped down into a perfect hood of doubt and concern. John. I could feel my face heat up at her judgment. What? Jonathan. Not the whole name. Don't do the whole first and last name, though. What? Jules rolls her eyes with her whole head. Oh, brother. Well, before I can ask for an explanation, however, the waitress that had been serving Serafiona passes by. She smiles, silently asking if we need anything before continuing on towards where Adelaide has sat Minthe down. I lower my voice to a mutter. Enlighten me, since you're so smart. You'll see. And you're annoying. And so smart. Not that we wouldn't argue on full stomachs. Julia grumps about the dining room because I'm hangry. Pure projection. When Dad's out of town, I can survive on peanut butter and toast. Bro, not even jelly? That's so sad. Still, I'm happy to indulge. Snacks are a powerful motivator. And it's true that neither of us had eaten since the train's complimentary lone tin of crackers. Like a lot of dining places, we smell it before we see it. Anyone would forgive us for not realizing that, though. Whoa. The hallway opens up directly into the room, which resembles a conservatory more than any kind of dining hall I've ever eaten in. Perhaps it was even once in a past life, when the Oral was still a palace monte. The apothecary would have to be somewhere. Whatever this used to be, the Grand Oral decided to repurpose it after the acquisition. And wow, what a direction they took it in. The outer walls are all glass, looking out at the stormy, muddy grounds of the hotel, held up by gold and white paneling. Outside's relentless storm just makes the well-lit room even more stark against the dark glass. Plants and flower boxes spill over from every corner, leaving what feels like a daring amount of space for the intentionally mismatched chairs and tables at which guests take their meals. The air is a bit heaty, floral, and if the color green had a scent, this would be it. Between the pollen and summer humidity, I feel like I'm breathing through a banquet, like a plague doctor's mask. Hold on, my cat. Bryce, what you doing, buddy? Hey, not there. Hold on. You don't. Okay, now you can lay down. Trying to lay down on everything. There we go. Okay. Hanging foliage cascades down from above. Ivy curling up suspended planters, as well as stretching down, drawing one's eye to the miniature iron reel centerpiece, bearing planters in the place of passenger cars, overstuffed and heaving with fat leaves and yawning poppies, all framed by flowering vines erupting all around it. It is impressive, to say the very least. Holy... yeah. I mean... the time it must take to water them every day. A freaking Ferris wheel? Near the doors to the kitchen, a gaggle of teetering nobles, ooh and ah, over a barely glowing spread of trinkets and knickknacks. A man in a monocle heads the proceedings loudly and proudly. An open jacket draped over his shoulder flaps dramatically, with his wide-armed gestures. Oh, this one! Megalo monocle. A fine choice, madame. A protection bracelet forged in fires far beyond the deserts of the east. Okay, that sounds fake as hell. Drawn to the spectacle, Julia wandered towards, but not actually to, the crowd, and I follow. The table is covered with protective charms and trinkets from a variety of different cultures. I see charm bracelets, floral satchels, and amulets with a variety of gemstones, jade hands, pendants carved with most every occult symbol in the book, even a painted wooden doll in the middle, a hitogata. At the head of the table, opposite the gentleman and his wares, is a woman in head-to-toe mourning garb. Her furs are glossy and plush. The fabric looks heavy, like Miss Summerit. I suspect this is a noble guest of the hotel. The hawker leans back, pleased as pie, as the woman fret over the indicated bracelet, with the lucky buyer practically swooning as she turns her wrist back and forth to catch the light. Aha, new customers! You have the pleasure of meeting, was it Siler Soil, mystic merchant and marvelous magnet. How do you do? Siler's eyes narrow as he takes us in. His eyes flit down to my waist, and he reaches up to adjust his monocle. He spots the omamori looped on my belt, I guess. What's that face, dude? Hello? I can feel my eyelids fall heavy in annoyance, murmuring out of the corner of my mouth. We've been made. Jewel slips her hand into mine, idly touching her own omamori on her sash and keeping a bit behind me. I brace myself for Siler to launch into another spiel about how our charms are so clearly outdated and oh, wouldn't we feel so much safer with a new amulet or the authentic hitogata? But mercifully, the spiel doesn't come. Another noblewoman picks up a rather gaudy-looking engraved ring, and Siler's attention follows the sale. Oh, thank God. I feel like he's gonna be so annoying, but very entertaining. Ah, you have quite the discerning eye, madam. This ring was blessed by the Undafex herself in the waters of the Glass River. Absolutely priceless. But if you're truly in need of such a powerful protection, I could be persuaded to part with it. So interesting, don't you think? We turn away from the table and are greeted by yet another noblewoman. This one in an ill-fitting dress, with a huge fur collar hiding the bottom half of her face. Her ushanka is large, sliding slowly down over her eyes. She nudges it back up, both hands still in her muffler. And yet, the most distracting thing is the color. It's so much orange. Which part? Oh, wow, yeah, you can barely see this lady's face. These items must be incredibly difficult to procure, yet he managed to fill a whole suitcase with them. He put a number on price list pretty fast, too. Price for the gullible. The woman fixes her ushanka again, squinting at the pile of trinkets. The tittering table is too far away to hear me, but she's close enough. I clear my throat, hoping she's not in that gullible group. Sorry, miss... No offense taken. I'm not here to shop. I'm Annie. Annie. It's a bit odd for a noble to leave off their surname with strangers, and Annie is pretty plain too. But who am I to judge? John. This is my sister, Julia. Hello, Annie. You excited for the show? Oh, not really. My parents dragged me here. I'm just taking in the sights. Sounds about right. You'd be pretty hard-pressed to find an unaccompanied noble of any age. It's boorish to travel alone. If you can't buy company, it's not worth the paper it's printed on. Well, damn! High society parents promoting their children to chaperone. Guarantee an entourage. Tale its old esteem. There are certainly worse fates, but it's still a short stick. A polished, refined, high-quality, gold-speckled short stick. You said something about gullible customers. You think Mr. Soil's wares have been falsified? Oh, I know they are. What makes you so sure? I mean, my eyes work. Julia squeezes my hand, the corners of her mouth turning up with a snort. But sincerely, take the hitogata for example. Ooh. Okay. There it is. Its damage is oversized. What does that say? B-R-O-N? Brawn? Okay. Doesn't look damaged. Is it too big? A Hisogata is a lightweight protective charm. They're designed to keep on your person in case the worst happens. But that one wouldn't even fit in a purse, much less on your belt. But sincerely. Okay, so they have another one. So it's damaged. How can you tell? When they're properly bound, its preservation becomes enchanted. The ink can't bleed. The paper can't tear. The body won't wear. It's an oversimplified explanation, but there's no need to get lost in the weeds on it. Curse redirection is an abstract art, used by monks and exorcists. Curse breaking is a monumental task and rarely tackled. But this one is covered in chips and smears, like it's been jumbling around in his luggage for a few weeks. As far as warding off a curse goes, you have just as much luck throwing a stick and telling it, fetch. Alright, so the biggest red flag would be... But the biggest red flag is that it's written on it all. A Hisogata, scapegoat, sacrifice. It can't be bound without someone specific in mind. You can't carry around spares. They're made per person. Oh! Ooh, okay. So that was updated, so I'll look at that real quick later. He might be able to explain it away as an example. But that one in particular is bunk. How intriguing, but surely that doesn't mean that everything he's selling is fake. Before I can make a sarcastic dismissal, Julia speaks. No, not everything. Something's real? Her gaze lands on Styler instead of his wares. There's definitely something real there. I can feel it. And he lifts her Ushanka, eyes widen. Oh my. I follow Annie's concern, looking down at Julia. Her eyes are relaxed and half-lidded, not focused on anything. Her head brushes against my arm as she begins to list towards my side. I give our held hands a gentle shake, using my arm to gently set her back to straight. Oh, I just love the sibling relationship so much. They need to stick together. I need nothing to happen to these guys, like at all. With a sharp breath through her nose, Julia comes to. As she scrubs at her eye with her free hands, I look back to Annie. Sorry. Alright then? Traveling all day. Anyway, broken clocks are right twice a day, but I still wouldn't buy anything from him. When there's a tree, there's a forest. Julia gives me a bleary, confused look. Look around us. You know what I mean. I suppose that means the papers he's citing aren't legitimate. Then I'll be sure to keep my... Oh! Annie catches a glimpse of something over my shoulder in the hall. A mustachioed man carrying a doctor's bag, heading past the dining area towards the east side of the hotel. Ooh, hello, sir. I'm sorry. You have to excuse me. Pleasure to meet you. Yeah, a pleasure. Bye, Annie. Oh, Dr. Harlow, come back. Annie picks up her skirts and chases after the man, disappearing from sight around the corner. Alright, let's see. We have more files now. So Annie was added, noblewoman ? A daughter of one of the invitees, dressed for a northern winter and not a southern summer. Looking at her makes me sweat. Annie is passively curious about the seance and incredibly focused on a man named Dr. Harlow for some reason. Alright, and we have Dr. Harlow. Doctor, apparently. A mustachioed man Annie felt the need to chase down. And then we have the Siler Soil guy. Salesman, mystic merchant, and marvelous magnet. What a bunch of bunk. Every grind has its grifters, I guess. He won't be so eager to show his wares when he finds out what I do for a living. I can't stop him from taking advantage of the rich and willing. But if any of his sales look careless, I will report him. And if any one of them looks dangerous, I'll intervene. The relationship is number one, you know, keeping the vibes between immaculate party. Yes, thank you. They're like the best part. Did I get any new items? Ooh, I did. Nice, okay. Ooh, Minthe's Divibones? Divination and bones together. All right. Minthe's personal brand of numerology comes with its own quirks and props. She's designed her own divining instruments, including crystalline polyhedra and bone-whittled dice. Minthe would never tell me what the kind of bones she uses. She has more fun just laughing at the question. And then Siler's bogus Hitogata is chipped and damaged, and it's got someone's name written on it already. Yeah, I saw that. Is that a B-R-O-N? Braun? Prove that it's the fake. I could easily make a real one and show him what he's missing. Okay, so we got those there. I think Lila may have gotten her circus after all. At an event called the Seance Soiree, you'd be hard-pressed to find anyone normal. Yeah, I guess so. Julia is slow to reply. I look back to her. Sorry for zonking out. I didn't eat before we left. Okay, they need some dinner then. No kidding. Me neither. It doesn't look like they're serving in here yet. There's a bar in the pamphlet. Let's go see if they have any snacks. Ooh, and booze. Not for you, Jules. Is she old enough to drink yet? Aw, but I'm on vacation. You're 15. Okay, she's definitely not old enough to drink yet. Come on, just one. One booze? Yeah. No, you're still a growing girl. Purity police. Corrupt criminal. What would Dad say? Just don't tell him. Sure, you can have a drink, as long as you promise to regret it. That sounds like something a dad would say, actually. I hate that that's a pretty good impression. Thank you. I've known him all of my life. Eee. The Grand Orel purports to be a lot of things. Luxurious, historic, esteemed, accessible, haunted. I'm not sure about the last one, but it's definitely dedicated to being grand. Ooh. This looks nice. Pool table. It's a bar, lots of drinks, kind of sitting around a bit. Okay. Ashtrays? Oh, a lot of smoking, I guess. Even the billiards bar is a magnificent hall. Smaller than the rest, but no less extravagant, with tall windows, richly dyed curtains, and dark wood floors, dark wood tables, dark wood everything. Most of the floor is lowered, making a space for squat chairs and tables like a cigar lounge. The elevation difference draws the eye to the glimmering star that is the bar, elevated an extra 2 steps from the rest of the room. Gold shells break up the reflection in the massive mirror behind the tree trunk countertop. Sharply dressed bartenders glide back and forth. Oh, and one of them that we've seen getting his palm read, preparing for the evening festivities. Far in the back, the red velvet pool tables are all neatly set up for any patrons inclined to a quick game, with cues and chalk provided and perfectly symmetrical racks on the walls. The air is suffused, but the lingering smells of high-quality scotches and brandies must roll out into the garden like a fog when those glass doors are open. Julia pinches her nose to shut out the smell. Yeah, cigarette smell, not pleasant. Kusai. Yeah, it's a lot for me too. I bet this stuff is older than I am. They'll be older than both of us combined, and Dad too, probably. And the bar is a dapper old gentleman, undoubtedly another noble, with a drink in one hand, and the glove of a giggly waitress in the other. Flirting, sir, with the staff? Silver Fox, of course he's calling that. Dear me, look at this. There's a spot on the fingertip. I'll have this cleaned, don't you worry. You just have to come fetch it from our room later. Oh my, Lord Oh, you flatter me, hold on, I know that name. Tremaine, that must be one of our hosts. Isn't that man supposed to be married? I want to talk to him about the invite. The waitress playfully reaches for the glove as he holds it out, laughing when he pulls it back. But, maybe not while not right now. You think with his money, he could afford some standards. Here we go again. I'm gonna need everyone here to start wearing bells. The bitter glare this particular interruption is casting toward the bar can't disguise the stuffy air that follows nobles around. I'm beginning to feel somewhat underdressed, and I'm in my best vest. But no, any skirt that finds him funny and clever is as high as his bar goes. You sound pretty jealous. Julia, girl, not in front of the noble. What? She does. I raise a hand and lean forward in a conciliatory manner. I am so sorry about her. The woman chuckles, though, and Julia gives me a confident, judgy smirk for jumping the gun. In a way, you're right, girlie. He's got all the time in the world for any woman at all, other than his own daughter. Oh no, not an absentee father who wants to flirt with women. Daughter, so you're... Just Elle is fine. God knows I barely want to be a Tremaine these days. But the invitation said Lord and Lady Tremaine, so isn't he... married? Unmistakably. He arranged this whole shindig to celebrate their 30th anniversary, and he's flirting. Oh my god. Spared no expense, my mother, Nora Tremaine. She's utterly obsessed with psychics, spirits, the afterlife in general. The deader, the better. She's practically an honorary member of the Caustic. The sterling thread Caustic Network for wondrous psychic and otherworldly affairs. The international organization that oversees all policies and polices mediums like the ones attending this party, among other things. Honestly, didn't think they would actually have an organization to police any of that stuff. I thought it was a free-for-all. Some of that obsession was rubbed off on Elle here. Only people overly familiar tend to just call it the Caustic. I know the type of person her mother is described to be all too well. I run into them fairly often in my line of work. Your parents are big on spiritualism then? Oh no, not father. Brooke means to spend this weekend drinking wine and wooing maids. He's gotten an early start, as you can see. Calling him by first name? Yeesh, what do you even say to that? Where she put something uncomfortable between us. Elle narrows her eyes in another thin smile. Like her hesitation is funny to her. Don't fret, lovelies. Father pays for mother's obsessions, and she overlooks his indiscretions. It's almost a symbiotic relationship. They didn't make it to 30 years on a prayer. Damn, okay. So they kind of have like a little agreement going on with themselves. It's a little less organized than Jaws making it sound. He's still new to the job, so he hasn't seen how it all really works. Oh, I gotcha. It definitely sounds very, very organized, the way he described it. Anyway, mother would rather have a ghost than a husband, any day. Or a daughter, for that matter. Ooh, she got mommy and daddy issues? She cannot pick a single struggle. Before I can come up with a suitable response, if there even is one to a statement like that, the high peal of the waitress's laughter cuts through our conversation. All three of us turn to see Lord Tremaine, Brooke, finally catching the waitress's hand in his. Elle's expression darkens even further than when she first interjected. Well then. Avail yourself of the bar. It's all bought and paid for. I hear the cider is really something. And with that, she vanishes. Like she was never there. She didn't even ask our names. That is true. It sounded like she just wanted to vent a bit about her family struggles. Can't say I'm busted up about it. Spotting a bartender with a box of familiar packages, I touch Julia's shoulder and gently turning her away from the spectacle that is Brooke Tremaine's mating call. Hey, she made one good point. Look, they got chocolate-coated peanuts. No way. So far from home? It's not exactly a regional delicacy, but yeah. Julia beams, like she hasn't eaten in days. I smile and nudge her forward. Go on, grab a packet. Or 4. Just don't spoil your dinner. Meet me in the phone hall when you had your fill, okay? It's to the right of the front desk. Bro, if he told me that, I would have eaten 4 boxes real quick. I would have definitely spoiled my dinner. Julia says nothing, only nodding. Laser focus as she zips over to the bar, away from Tremaine and what I assume is the start of a long weekend for him. Alright, time to make a call. Ooh, who we calling? Oh, it's Penelope! She's so cute! Sorry, John. That's all there's been. That's alright. I figured that how'd it go. Just thought I'd check. Can't blame me for hoping we couldn't catch a break. I mercifully reached the phone hall without anyone else swooping down from the rafters to aggressively introduce themselves. That doesn't mean I'm uninterrupted, unfortunately. Julia also can't be trusted. Honestly, she definitely is going to eat as much as she can. As I'm jotting down notes, Julia spins around and sings to herself. All that salt and chocolate on an empty stomach has launched an immediate sugar rush. Her pirouette's messy and unbalanced. Oh, she's having the time of her life. And noisy. I gesture at her with my notepad to quiet down. She sticks out her tongue at me. Any luck finding your secret sponsor? No, nothing. My shoulders suffer a sharp thwack from one of Julia's braids as she twirls. Annoyed, I frantically wave her down, to no avail. Oh, John, I don't think that's gonna help. You just have to get over with it. Would you quit it? No. Penelope put her hand over her receiver, but I can still hear her giggle. Anyway, no, not yet. The only people remotely aware of us are just looking for reassurance that a Yurdi isn't going to come lurching through like a funeral march. Oh, well, at least we have that. Yeah, at least. By the way, I double-checked the envelope that the invite came in. Did you notice it wasn't postmarked? No, I didn't think of it. So someone delivered it by hand. Hold on, my cat. Jojo, you go sit. Go on, Jojo. Did you want the bed? All right, hold on. There you go. Hop. Hey, hop. Bro, you don't sit your booty somewhere? There you go. Hop in the bed. There you go. Okay, stay right there. Or pay someone off the streets to do it. Yes. And it'd be expensive to make a trip out to our office just to drop it off anyway. Awful lot of effort to go unnoticed. I scribbled the info down, brow creased. Bro didn't even stay in the bed long, dear God. Why would they go to so much trouble to hide if they wanted to meet you badly enough to get you the invite in the first place? Well, they wanted me to be here, not the same thing. Well, you're a great investigator, John. I want to meet you if it were me. Thanks, Penelope. And it's a 3-day event, right? There's still plenty of time. Yeah. I'm hoping to get clues at the banquet tonight. The first dance will be after dinner, I think. Exciting. Are you going to tear it apart? No. There's at least one real mystic. Maybe 1.5. 1.5? I'm still not sure what to make of Sarah Fiona or Siler. 1 3/4. Anyway, that just left me more confused as to why I'm here. Maybe none of them are as real as they seem. Perceive a cradle between my ear and shoulder. I sigh and rub my temples. She's not wrong. They usually aren't. With the Tremaine's money, they can afford the real deal. And I know Minthine's genuine. Yeah, maybe. I guess we'll see. I'll call and check in tomorrow, okay? Okay. I'll tell your dad we both got in all right. Oh, yeah, thanks. Why didn't I call him first? You didn't even call your father? And thanks again for holding down the fort while I'm gone. You're the best. Anything for you, John. Jules? Hey, Jules. Come say bye. Bye, Penny. Bye. Okay, so we got her. Where is... There he is. Penelope Kinder, she's our secretary. The real magic in my agency. Penny mans the phone and sorts the mail, keeping me organized. She's my lifeline whenever I'm away on a case. We've been friends for ages, and she's one of the only person I entrust Julia to. Oh, so we have history with her too. I hang up the phone and check the clock on the wall. If I remember the itinerary correctly, dinner should be starting in a few minutes. Hey Jules, we should get moving. It's almost time to eat. Thank goodness, I'm famished. Still, after all those peanuts, how many boxes did she even eat? He cut me off, said he won't ever overserve me. Not her being cut off with peanuts out of all things. Good man. Whatever, chop chop. When the screen goes black, don't click, it'll play the trailer. Ooh, I gotcha. Oh, right away, your highness. Okay, there we go. I was like, where is it coming up? Attend the seance of the season. Ooh. Oh, we get ages, thank God. Okay. Wait, was that, oh shit, was that Lady Tremaine? Ooh, wait, is that it? Wait, did I finish it? No, it's the ending? Oh, I was hoping for more. Oh no. No wonder you said the trailer's gonna play. I was like, okay, there's gonna be more after the trailer, right? God damn, that was actually really good. Thanks for playing our demo. Yes, definitely check out the Kickstarter. I left a link in my description. They have reached their goal, but there are stretch goals. Okay. That includes just about everything you've seen here, plus more characters, more locations, more dialogue, more investigation. Just more of everything. You can follow us on Regular Files Game on TikTok, Instagram, or at itch.io. Definitely follow them. Also left more links in the description for those too. Serve a murder? Yes. I don't have a big brain for murder solving, but I will attempt my best. And that's the demo, y'all. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot. John is a funny character. I like his relationship with Julia so much. True siblings, they actually feel like siblings. It's like something I would say with my brother, the way they interact. So I really enjoyed that a lot. Really interested in Sarah Fiona, honestly. Her and Minthe? And then honestly, all the characters are really interesting. I can't wait to see their dynamic and whenever you guys update the demo. Really glad with this one so far. Stretch goals and late pledges so anyone can still get extra content even though we hit our goal. Yeah! Don't forget to check out all the links in my description. Hold on, I was on glasses mode. Now I can get out of glasses mode. There we go. But yeah, that was the demo for Red Clover Case Files. I really enjoyed that one. It was quick, man. I was getting really into it. I was like, hell yeah, we're gonna solve a murder, right? And then it ends. So I'm really interested for the next update. I had a lot of fun with that. I'll go back and watch it, but what do you think of Lola? Ooh, she's really interesting because she doesn't believe in the whole seance thing. So I'm really interested to see her reaction to everything around her. There's so many psychics and fake people here selling all the artifacts. I really like her design too. So I'm really interested to see more about her character. All right, hold on. Cat, Price, go sit, over here. Bro, hold on, my cat's trying to rub against my face. Okay, buddy, there you go. Go sit on the side. Oh, but yeah, that was the demo. I really enjoyed it. If you guys want to, definitely check it out and play it yourself. I love all the characters so far. Cannot wait to meet more of them and get to know them even more. Oh, I cannot wait for the actual investigation part. And I will attempt to have my brain try and solve things. It's full of fictional men, but I can probably solve some things. Next stream would be, what's the day? Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Next stream would be Friday. We're gonna do Honkai Star Rail. I am going to attempt to fight Nikador one more time. I worked on my teams. I farmed. I have like 2 teams I want to try to fight this man because last time he beat my ass so hard in the second phase, but I think I can do it. I look at some videos. One that even said, if you have a skill issue, that is me. I have the skill issue, but my teams are good. So we will attempt to do that and hopefully it will work out and I can finally finish the 3.0 update to the Amphoria story. Looking forward to that. Thank you so much for checking us out. No problem, I had a lot of fun. I can't wait to see what you guys do with the demo and everything. Really enjoyed it. As once again, don't forget to check out the links in my description for the Kickstarter and itch.io page and the YouTube, so you can actually check out the trailer yourself. I had a lot of fun with this. Thank you guys for stopping by. I hope you all enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys all later. Bye bye!